Welcome to the holiday edition of Rankings Uncut. I'm here with my boy Clayton Guillory, man. We're getting closer to the YNC, the Youth National Championships 2020 at IMG, presented to you by Battle Sports. Man, I got to tell you, every time we have Thanksgiving for the last couple of years, Clay, that means we're getting ready to see some of the best football in the country being played. This year, no exception. I got to tell you, when this is a special show, I know we usually do rankings. We're going to focus on the top teams that have already punched their tickets to the YNC.
Yeah, man, and I'm really excited about it because the thing about it is this here. Everybody talks, but man, we've had some major movements with teams that have decided to come over and truly, test a medal on the biggest stage. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Just to see some of these teams that we have that have decided to come on over and come through, it's something that I can't wait to see just as a fan of the sport.
Man, so you talk about all the way from the 6U all the way up to the 14U, epic matchups on epic proportions. Man, I got to tell you, the only thing that you have to be solid, man, you have to be able to get on all those different fields, just to be able to watch it. We'll be live streaming from multiple different fields. We'll have main live streaming. Of course, we'll have the national championships, which will be on that Friday and Saturday. But we'll start breaking down some of these age groups of teams that's already in there. But before we start breaking down some of these teams, man, we have a visitor with us right now of a team that's already, they know what it is to be a champ. They got a championship pedigree, Clay. They're defending national champs this year. They say they want every record possible. They want to win 5 championships. So, talk about this team before we bring this coach on, or what team we talk about, man.
Hey, man, y'all know who it is. It's the boys out of Georgia, that RDU Red Dog unit. Man, and one thing I love about watching this team play is the coach is confident, the staff is confident, the kids are confident. They always look good, so they play good. They definitely always represent the battle brand, and most importantly, in my eyes, they always represent the Youth National Championship, the YNC brand, to the fullest. These guys, it's a team that's in the conversation of arguably being the best team in the country, pound for pound, no matter what age group you're talking about. So, man, I'm really excited to see these guys come back. What is this? This finna be, if they win this year, this would be 3 in a row, and I know they want to go for 5 in a row, which will put them in a category that nobody has ever done before. What Rod Mack has 3, Coach Sean has 3. Nobody's been able to get 5, so they well on their way to setting that standard.
Absolutely, and more importantly than that, they want to win 100 games straight. If they time it right, they say if they get through their bracket and win the championship, it'd be 100 games straight. So without further ado, Coach Reggie, get on up in here. RDU in the house, national champs. Hey, my man, what's going on with you, Coach?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Happy holidays, man. Happy holidays. I'm looking out of the My man, you are in the festivity. I mean, you in the vibe right now, Coach, man. Your Christmas tree up?
Oh, man, yeah, my Christmas tree up, man. I'm going to tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. When you having a happy life and living in happiness, man, things just like that just happen, man. It's just beautiful, man. It's just beautiful.
I feel you. It looked like Santa Claus dropped something on. What's that over your right shoulder right there, Coach? Stand up to that crystal ball on the wall, man.
Oh, that water,
man. You know that is. Hey, man, this is what everybody try to chase, man. The championship trophy. Man, it's beautiful, man. I know a lot of people see it, man, but you got to work hard to get it, baby. Believe that.
Hey, quick question, Coach. So we know, listen, we were talking off air about, you get everybody's best shot. Regardless, it's hard to judge you. Sometimes you'll come out there, blow a team out 35-0. You have one of the best quarterbacks in youth football. CJ is one of those guys to deliver. You got one of the best running backs in youth football, return man. You got probably the best pound-for-pound defensive lineman, meeting number 72. I mean, he's a kid so young, has great technique, strength. So sometimes I know they make it a little easy on you, but you don't take teams for granted. So you play the team, for example, you went to the West Coast, played a team out of San Diego, the Snack Boys. That game, if you would have looked at it before on paper, you would think you guys are going to win by 21 points. Snack Boys come up there, and they told us that, hey, we came to play. Talk about what does it mean for, you being the number one spot. You got a target on your back, and you get everybody's best game week in and week out.
Well, we got about 1,000 games on YouTube. So you can go on there and look at it, but at the end of the day, as a coach, I have to counter everything that people see. You feel what I'm saying? And that's every game. Um, but yeah, you already know it, man. You're gonna get everybody shot, man. Like I told you before, it could be 1-9, 9-1. You're gonna get the best shot from everybody. And like I say, man, shout out to the Smack Boys. You know what I'm saying? We can't we went to the West Coast. We had a close game. But at the end of the day, what I tell people is that we have a championship mindset. We're gonna try to overcome anything, any obstacle, and try to make that adjustment. And that's what we did. And it just come from playing a whole bunch of games, man. Different people, different coaches, different running backs, different quarterbacks. It just come with experience.
So,
Go ahead,
Coach,
Quay.
one of the things that that Jonah and I was discussing before you came on is you have put your team in a position to do something that no one else has done, and that's win 5 straight youth national championships. Now, right now, you've won 2. This year would be going for number 3 for you. And Jonah also touched on the point that you guys are on pace to win 100 games straight. A lot of times when you're in your own class, you kind of have to set these sort of goals and standards for yourself to keep you motivated. How do you keep your boys motivated when you're talking about, hey man, we need to win 5 straight YNCs, we need to win 100 straight games? What type of conversations are you having with them?
Having fun, make it fun for them. Make it fun for them because at the end of the day, they kids. They not worried about no 100 games. They just out here to play football. It's the grown people about the 100 games and so forth.
Right.
So, like I said, you make it fun for them. Keep it simple. Let them know, okay, this game is important. This game is, us coaches we got our certain pick up signs and pick up things that we, try to motivate the kids. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We let everybody know we can't take nobody like it. We can't take nobody like it. Period. So,
So
we
Man,
I
just
know you've kind of took a look at everybody that might decide to come to IMG and challenge you for the throne. Here's my question. Which team have you not played yet that you're most anticipating playing, or kind of geeked up a little bit about finally being able to play them?
uh see, I ain't gonna even lie to you. By us playing across the world, we only seen most of these teams in the NYC. Like a good Slidell team, a good Fairfield team, um, a good FU team, you know what I'm saying, in our home state. Um, yes, we played St. Louis Bad Boys last year. We didn't play them this year, so that should be like a new challenge for us. If we are on the same side. Um, but at the end of the day, man, we're looking for all challenges because it can be you can play a team for the second time and you still have difficulties and different challenges. They might switch it up on you. So
Most definitely.
we gonna it gonna be hard, man. You know what I'm saying? It gonna be hard. And I tell people like this, you know what I'm saying? It's hard when everybody give you your best shot. So you gotta be prepared.
Most definitely.
100%. All right, Coach, man. So I know you're gonna have these uniform changes, getting ready to go ahead. You got some days already getting set up for Braden. What can we expect from RDU day one? I know y'all check in on that Monday. First game's on Tuesday, second game's on Wednesday, third game's on Thursday. Championship coming on Friday. So I mean, what can we expect from RDU, the Red Dog Unit, National Champs Championship Week?
You should expect RDU because we coming as ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We coming to bring the dog. We coming to let these people know that it's gonna be hard to take it now. It's gonna be hard to take it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real, real hard to take it because boy, across this line over here, we got some real dogs over here, and they ready to eat and kill, man. They talking about, hey, they talking about they got some meals in Bradenton, and hey, it ready to go. They ready to go, baby. They ready to go. I gotta hold them back. Stop calling me, Stop calling me. I know.
Hey,
crazy.
so Red, outside of 10U as a football fan, because we all football fans, man. What games
Oh,
all the way
yeah.
from 6U, 8U, like what game you really want to see at YNC? What's your dream
Honestly, you
matchup?
know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. As me being the president of RDU, um, we have two more teams in the NYC that have a capability to win the national championship. Starting with my 6-year-olds. You know who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
baby seed
yeah,
unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to Coach
yeah,
Ball, Coach Back, Coach over there, man. You know what I'm saying? They doing their
yeah,
thing over there. The boys
yeah,
come to play. Hey, my 9U. Shout out to them boys over there, man. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? They work hard, they grind. I'm proud of them. Shout out to Coach K over there, Coach Ann over there, and all them boys over there. I'm proud of them, man. The RDU, hey, you not just gonna be watching RDU 10U, man. You finna watch RDU, the organization, the program, man. We trying to take over,
There
man.
you go.
We trying to take over like
Right.
Pop Biggie,
Woo.
Scarface. We trying to take over, baby. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
so
That's
who
what
you
we
in?
trying to
Suge
do.
Knight, coach? What you Suge Knight with the
Hey, man,
man, coach?
hey, you can call me Fortnite. You can call me. Hey, it don't matter what it is. Hey, we coming, man. RDU, the
Yeah.
program.
That's what it is, man. Coach, man, we appreciate your time through these holidays, man. Take your time, enjoy it, the time with your family, get them boys ready after Turkey Day. Man, God willing, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, man, down at the national championships. And we want to thank you for representing the brand, representing YNC, representing Battle. Everything that we stand for, your team is definitely exemplified it day in and day out, man. So besides just the X's and O's, salute to what y'all doing over there as a program and as a team. You setting the bar high for, the teams coming behind you. They're going to see what it is, what to be a 10U champion looks like. So, man, congratulations on a successful season and good luck in the national championship.
And one more thing, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You cannot win, you cannot be successful without a good team. And I ain't talking about my football team. I'm talking about my team on Terror,
Yeah,
my coach Fruit, all my
yeah,
boys they ride with me. You know what I'm saying? They always know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We ride together. And
right.
as one stand, we all go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is over here, RDU. We all one family, man. Shout out to
That's what it
Los,
is,
man.
man.
Shout out to all of them out there. Y'all know what it is, man. RDU, baby. We fam around here.
There you go, man. One fan right here on Rankings Uncut. Hey, when we come back, man, we breaking down 6U, 8U, 9U, all that right after these messages. Almost championship time, Clay. It's going down, my man. It's going down.
Guess who's Bizak? Man, I can't wait, Jonah. I can't
Oh,
wait. This is
man.
be stupid. I can't wait, man. As I go
And
through
listen,
and I'm talking to teams and we're getting prepared and people locking in and people, hey Clay, we need to try to switch this around because we committed over here, but we want to come over to you guys because we know y'all are where it's at. Man, it just gives me goosebumps, man. And you got some people that's trying to, do multiple events and this and that, but at the end of the day, man, the priority is right here, man. The YNC at IMG Academy, it's gonna be insane. And I can't wait to get there, brother. I can't wait to get there.
100%, man. And listen, we just had one of the coaches on the national championship coach. But what makes that team special? Clay, let's break it down right now. There's a highlight between Snack Boys, okay, over on the West Coast against RDU. Let's jump right into the clip right now.
Cypher and shotgun, Parks. Cypher, Parks, power near side. Parks, tripped up, there he goes. Open field. Touchdown,
Great
RDU.
action.
Now show shotgun.
Hey, and I can tell you this, Jonah. One thing I can tell you about this, and no disrespect to any of the RDU skill guys, but the bigs for RDU on the offensive line and
That's a
defensive line
difference.
are game changers. They're game changers.
100%. But look at these kids in the open field, man. They're playmakers. He's not only looking to get the pick, he's looking to score. So these kids play like veterans. Look, oversized here now. Hand off to the right-hand side. Powerful ball.
And you got to look at it also too how smart Coach Reggie's staff is with their calls. If you look at a lot of their offensive plays, they will line up strong and run weak, and then move their hammer or their H back over to the strong side to put numbers in their favor. And when you talk about at the 10-year-old level, a lot of coaches are not doing that. A lot of coaches don't know how to defensively game plan for it. You know, I mean, most of the time, these kids shouldn't be running that system until the high school level.
Right. And shout out to Snack Boys. They were able to go ahead and get some good plays. Again, you see a handoff right up here to the middle. And that usually doesn't happen against an RDU team. So got to tell you, Snack Boys really making some noise at the 10 and under. But, you know, attribute to those guys again saying, you know, you need games like this, Clay. You're not going to blow everybody out. You need games like this to see where your team's at. Are they going to be resilient? Are they going to have character? Are they going to have a gut check? Because look at these boys. They were coming straight out. The Snack Boys wasn't backing down. They was,
and no, you're 100% right. You need it, Jonah. You need it. These type games determine the character of your team, because when you are as dominant as RDU has been over the years, and when you've been winning the type of games that they've been winning, it's easy for the kids to become complacent. So a lot of times, especially right before nationals, it's good to have a slugfest like this to wake your kids back up and get back focused for what's about to hit you in Florida.
Yeah, because you can give them a bulletin point here and say, look, man, we almost got knocked off, man. Look at this. Here's special team. And you got to watch this team. You catch them in the open field. This is what their special teams look like. They still get down, still on his feet. Put the ball up. I'm trying to tell you. So they win in different ways. Defense, offense, special teams. A complete team that you see in here at RDU. Hand off to the left-hand side. He's going to keep his feet, extend the play.
Yep. And that extra effort right there. That extra effort at the end.
So, man, great highlights right there.
That's the difference between somebody who lives a football lifestyle and a kid who just plays football. Big difference.
Correct. Look at that line play. He didn't get touched yet. He's all the way to the third level, didn't get touched yet, so they just show you how dominant the line play. And that's what 10U coaches got to look at. Like, watch the line play here. Nobody in the backfield. He's not touched yet to the second level. No one's touched him. He's already 30 yards down the field before he's touched for the first time.
Exactly.
And this is all ground and pound. We haven't even seen the quarterback who's running the most accurate passes at 10 and under as well. So, man, great wrap-up on this, man. Now let's go ahead and start breaking down these teams, Clay. You'll start with the 6 and under. Who has punched their tickets already to get into this most prestigious national championship?
So I tell you this, man, I've seen a lot of different chatter on social media. How many teams are they taking? Who's doing what? You know, everybody is like, man, we don't have any information. And guess what? You're not going to have information. Your best bet is to continue doing what you guys been doing. Troll on social media, watch everybody post, see if this person said they in, that person said they in. They might be hitting you with the 52 faith. You never really know. But these 5 teams right here, I'm going to confirm for you today. Minimal, these 5 teams are in. They have punched their ticket for the Youth National Championship 6U division at IMG. We've got the New Orleans Dolphins. We've got Red Dog Unit. We've got Pac Prime. So before I go any further, Jonah, that's the number 1, the number 2, number 3 6U team in the country. Right there.
Pretty much. Right there.
Before I go any further. Now you add in a little twist from Florida, the Orlando Outlaws. And then, of course, it can't be complete if you don't talk about the Alabama State champion, the Bessemer Tigers.
Yeah.
So right there, 5 legit teams on the 6U level.
Man, legit, man. Well, I'm going to talk about 5 legit teams on the 7U level. I'm going to talk about the number 1 team in the nation. Already locked and loaded, the Center Point Eagles. When you have number 1 in the nation coming in there, everybody wants to play the number 1 ranked team. So listen, Center Point came out of nowhere this year. They've been holding steady since the 3rd week of this nation and they're not looking back. Of course, you're coming out of Texas, world famous Jaguars. You love this team. You feel this is a potential guys that can come in and upset Center Point Eagles. Listen, I don't know. Center Point Eagles are strong on both sides of the ball. It's not a twist, like you said, back in Florida. This program is dominant, but these kids are dominant as well. GTM Hurricanes. Look for this team to at least make it to the semifinals just on the strength of their defense. These kids are buzzing all over the board. Now, I'll go all the way over to the West Coast. Boom Squad has punched their ticket. They'll be there as a 7U team.
The
And listen,
Boom.
we only talk about Boom Squad. And then back to those boys again, defending national champs, cleared it all up. They started out a little sluggish at the beginning of the year and has really excelled. Nobody's been touching these 7 and under. The New Orleans Dolphins at 7 under. That's 5 teams that have punched their ticket already to the national championship.
5 teams I'm really excited to watch perform. And I'm going to tell you, I can tell you the head coach from the world famous Jaguars has been chomping at the bit. Centerpoint beat them. I don't know if it was preseason or early in the year, but they beat them. It was a pretty close game. And that's all him, his staff, and his kids have been talking about. Getting back to the YNC, getting the Nationals to be able to play, like you said, that number 1 team in the country on 7U. So roll into 8U. And this is an age division, man, that I feel like is going to surprise a lot of people when we unleash the entire bracket. But like I said, troll social media. Try to find out who's all in. If you can go 8 for 8, 10 for 10, maybe 12 for 12. Hey, man, I'll give you a free admission ticket into the YNC if you can come up with that.
Right.
But right now, number 1 team in the country, defending youth national championship champions, the CD Jags. They have definitely punched their ticket.
Coach Howard, where you
Number
at, man?
2,
Where you at, man?
I'm sure Coach Howard on here starting some conspiracy theory that he always thought about the YNC and Clayton doing this and Clayton doing that. Hey, check this out, Coach Howard. Focus on Lambeau. You let me worry about the YNC. Focus on Lambeau. The number 2 team in the country. The number 2 team in the country on 8U. The Crew, also known as Texas Crusaders. So they are looking to come back and get revenge against CD Jags, who took that national championship from them last year. Now, who else coming in on 8U? We're going to head down to South Florida, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. They will be in the house on 8U.
Repeat YNC visitors. They was there at 7U last year, Coach.
ABA Bulldogs. They will be in the building.
Yes, sir.
And Bay Area Packers. 5 legit 8Us that will be there, baby.
Well, Clay, let me clear something up too, because we name in the top 5, maybe people think those are only the teams that's already signed and registered. We're locked at basically every age group. We're giving y'all a teaser of the top 5 teams that have been ranked and will be representing and playing. So it's super important that it's just not anybody we letting you know, but we're showing you guys of where the rankings are to what the competition level is going to look like. But we're locked at 98% of all the age groups, just because we want to keep the integrity of it. But man, listen. With that being said, I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna go backwards on this one now. At 9 and under, of course, Falcons United, 9 and under, holding it down. Red Dog Unit out of Georgia again. Listen, you got to say, hey man, well, why is it 2 teams from Georgia? Let me give you an example. Last year, the 12 and under. What we don't ever want to do is feel that it's 2 teams in a state that shouldn't play and let them knock each other off in a Super Bowl or something, and they don't get it. It could possibly be the 2 top teams in the country. And we already had this conversation before. Last year, 12 and under, it was Georgia Gators at that time, headed by Coach O and Coach
Reed.
Larry. Okay, and Red Breeds. They're both out of Georgia. They were in 2 different brackets. They beat everybody in their respective bracket on the right-hand side, and the other team, Red Breeds, beat everybody, and they ended up playing for a national championship. But it's only fair. Now, what if we would have said, well, no, they're only from Georgia, so, let that team only play. No, man, let them ball out. There's several teams from California, from the West Coast. Truly, I feel in the 14 and under this year, it's a lot of talent at the 14 and under. Why would we say only 1 team from California could come and represent the 14 and under? No, we want the best teams, regardless of your logistics, regardless of what league you in, regardless of what patches in your sleeve. Man, if you could ball out, then get to the football field. You see what I'm saying? So let's just clear that up. So that Georgia on the 9 and under, man, it's a lot of talent in that 9 and under. And that 9 and under is loaded in that particular area. And of course, welcome to the show, Orange Crush, Bowie Broncos out of the DMV. Now, listen, I know it's
Jonah,
Yeah.
Jonah, hold on. Before you go any further.
Orange Crush. Orange
Did I
Crush.
tell you the type of hate mail I got in my DM when that announcement hit the floor? That the
Hey,
Bowie Broncos was coming to the YNC.
hey,
I mean, hate mail.
Clay,
People was threatening
bro,
my
you better get
life.
that boy.
Hate mail.
Them people gonna rope you off, man, when they see you up there in Bradenton. I don't know if your little stun gun or your little mace gonna work. Them people got problems with you, man. But now, congratulations to the Bowie Broncos. And listen, salute to any team that say, hey, listen, we ain't running from the smoke. We want to be part of the smoke. We want to run to it. Shout out to Bowie Broncos. They could have took another route out regardless, and they could have just had an easy championship. No disrespect anywhere else, but Bowie Broncos are a very talented team. But now they're in the thick of it. They're in the thick of it. And the 9U is wide open. Also, Cypress United out of Texas. They'll be there representing as well. So shout out to Cypress United. And, of course, shout out to a new team that's on the block. Hey, man, a lot of people didn't know about them before this year. Northside Pride 9U. Magic is going to be leading that team out of Florida. 9U is loaded from top to bottom. These are the top 5 teams you'll see in these brackets. So another field you won't be able to leave from top to bottom from day one to the end of the day. I can't tell you who'll win that 9U championship. Just can't. But I can tell you there'll be some straight football out there. That I can tell you.
It's definitely going to be some good football, man. I mean, and the crazy thing about it is, if we unleash the entire bracket, people would lose their mind. They'd lose their mind. You know, just to reiterate what Jonah said, we're just giving you a teaser. We're giving you a teaser. Way more teams than this have signed up, but we're giving you a teaser. Let's roll on over to 10U. So,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna take a page out of your book. I'm gonna go from bottom to top. We're gonna start off with Falcons United, of course, representing out of the Atlanta, Georgia area.
B. Morton, I see you, boy.
Then we have those dogs. We have those goons, those gorillas out of South Florida, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes on the 10U level. Now, next team I'm going to talk about is a team that Coach Reggie talked about, and I know he's got a lot of respect for those guys. The Fairfield Vikings, man. I have not seen this team play yet, but I am ready to watch them play. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about them. A lot of buzz.
Straight dogs. Straight dogs, Clay. Straight dogs.
Now, this team right here, I've watched play a couple times this year. And like I said, man, I enjoy watching this team play, man. They got a little running back stanker, man, that every time the ball is in his hand, he's a threat to go distant. Slidell Hurricanes. Slidell Hurricanes. And then, of course, 2-time, looking to go for 3, YNC champions, Red Dog Unit on the 10U. So again, man, 5 teams that can go anywhere else in the country and win the national championship. They all 5 decided to come to the YNC.
Man, where would you want to be? Like I'm saying, if I coach in that 10U division, bro, you can't tell me nothing but to be there. Because here's the thing I would say, Clay. The most unsatisfying thing, and I mean, I get emails about this all the time, is, you play a national championship and then you're not respected as a national champion. Now, listen, there's no comparison between we're not doing that. But I get emails, hey, are you guys going to play against another league? Bro, we've done that. We've done it. We've done it over the last, people haven't paid attention. We've done it in preseason. We've done it in California. We've done it in the DMV. We've played those games against other league champions, and we've been undefeated. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But listen, that's why we don't really take 16-team brackets. And let's clear up another thing. Since we don't uncut, we can keep it 100 real, Clay. I read a lot of this thing. Oh, yeah, well, they taking 8 teams or 10 teams, a money grab. Or you charging this amount of money. Listen, it's 4 or 5 refs on each field. You playing 3 games. Bro, you paying for the refs. Come on, let's be serious. It ain't no money grab. And if it was a money grab, we'll take 16-team brackets. We at IMG. We got 20 football fields. There is no limit to how many teams we could take. But, bro, we're not there for that. We're not there to pack stands. We're not there to have a big jamboree. We're not there to be there for 2 weeks just to say that we played multiple games. Bro, we looking for the 8 top 10 teams, bro. It ain't about them. We want the best talent. Let's get it over with. 1 week, 4 days, bang it out, and we don't need more than that, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So, I just wanted to address that real quick, man. But, when we come back up message, go ahead, Clay.
The sad thing about that, man, is people are so focused about who's in and why this team ain't in over that team. Focus on your team. Because I'll put it out there like this. 2 national champions from other events didn't even make it out the first round of the YNC.
Last year,
So
100%.
you might want to watch your team and quit worrying about everybody else's team.
Right, and I even give a shout out. Look, you talk about Howard's team. Howard, when he won the national championship, came in ranked number 4. Nobody expects CDJ at the time before there was Lambo.
Exactly.
You know, when they
Exactly.
was a growing up Honda Capri or Honda or whatever, there wasn't Lambo back then. Came in at number 4. Crew was really favored to win the 8U. You feel me?
Oh,
Before
boy,
my dog
so,
revved up.
hey,
Before
hey,
Howard
you
revved
up
up.
for that one.
Man, oh no, you can't tell Howard nothing now. He Lambo, you know what I'm saying? But back then he was that little Honda Civic slide in there at number 4, and then made a name for himself. Came out there, won the national championship, and been kicking ass since then. So I can respect that, you know what I'm saying? But he earned the name. He ain't coming there with the name. So I'm just saying, you can't come in there just thinking you're a number 1 team and you're gonna win it automatically. Nah, man, it's some teams that come out of nowhere and come and win it all. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. But yeah, the number 1s lately have been holding serve. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to beat an RDU 10U. Yes, it's going to take a lot to beat a Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to take a lot to come beat a 14U OG Ducks. Yeah, it's going to take a lot to beat a Rare Breeds 13U. Why? Because these teams are seasoned. They've been around, you know what I'm saying? And they've seen a lot. But that's the challenge of the YNC. You're going to play true number 1 teams, not trumped up teams. You know, what 13U right now you can say can come in and beat the Rare Breeds right now, the defending YNC champ. It's going to be hard to come up with them because, listen, they damn near played everybody on our top 10 already in the season. You feel me?
And let's be real, Jonah. I will take the national champion and the national runner-up from the YNC versus anybody in the country.
Put it on print. As a matter of fact, hold on. Y'all got screen record. Hold on, Clay. Let's look. I know a lot of people got iPhones and Androids. Go into your settings, hit screen record so y'all can record this. Record. I'm gonna give y'all time to set it up so y'all can go ahead and send it. Go ahead, Clay. Rewind and let's challenge out one more time, bro. Let's do it.
So I will take the YNC national champion and even the national runner-up on any age level versus anybody else, and we come out victorious. You understand me? We come out victorious. And you got some people say, well, this person is, they won over here and won over there. Hey, if you win at the YNC, you a YNC champion. Everything else is secondary.
Period.
Everything else is secondary.
Well, hey, man, y'all got that screen recorded, man. When we come back, we wrap up who's in for the top 5 in each age group. Get ready for y'all Thanksgiving. Next week, we're going to go let you have the whole full bracket. We'll have listen, that's what you're getting killed with, Clay. Where's the bracket? Where's the schedule? Man, we'll have that next week, boy.
And we're going to talk about that before we get off, man, because a lot of people really want to know, you know, who can they start scouting? Who can they be playing, this and that? I'll talk about the process and different things like that once we get through talking about these teams.
When we come back right here on Rankings Uncut. Yeah. Welcome back to Rankers Uncut. Clayton Jonah is going down. Listen, we about to jump on 11 unders. Before we jump on 11 unders, man, listen. We watched last week what we again a number one ranked team. If you look at our number ones, bro, you know what? Let's not even talk about it. Let's check out a couple clips real quick. Let's go to clips on 11 and under. Louisville Chargers. They went over to the West Coast. They took on the Cali Bears. Cali Bears, a very tough team. They had some big wins under their belt. Cali Bears beat, of course, the Miami Gardens Chiefs. Louisville just came in there. Louisville been just beating everyone by 21 points around the country. Let's check it out real quick.
Caught at the 20. Here come the Chargers. Coming this way, 25, 30.
That's your team. Smallest man on the football field, man.
Spin move at the
Smallest man on the football field, bro. Count
A
those
dog.
points.
Touchdown, Chargers.
A dog.
And that kid does that every game. Jaheim does that every game. Jahai is a baller. Then, of course, everybody knows about this kid. He drops the ball, picks it back up, number 13, Saku. Makes it look easy. Makes it look easy.
Look at the pass here.
Quarterback roll to the right.
Let's one fly.
Go up, get the ball.
Determination.
Sakona looking, fires deep, has a man. It's caught.
And listen, kinks in the armor.
Stays on his feet.
You can beat these guys, but you have to capitalize on plays just like this. They took their biggest guy against one of their smaller players, got points, but then you have to stop plays like this. Boom, get in the backfield.
Number 22.
And that's the thing that's the thing you notice about teams like this. You know, you have to be able to beat these guys in 2 out of the 3 aspects of football. We all know it. It's offense, defense, and special teams. Those guys make plays in all 3 phases of the game. It just depends on which phase can you beat them in. And can you beat them in 2 of the 3 phases?
And most importantly, can you play the same intense football for 4 quarters straight?
Most definitely.
And there you go. Defensive play that you're taking 5, 6, 7 yards, making you go back the opposite way. Look at their alignment. They come in a 35 monster there. And if you don't really see a much on 11U.
Out of bounds across the 50. Sakona looking. Takes another deep shot. Has a man. It's caught. Down at the
And it shows you this team. And this is what teams are going to scout on. Can you beat them throwing the seams down the middle of the football field? Do you have the quarterback deliver the ball? Is that going to be your vulnerable place going against the Louisville Chargers? Because I got to tell you, Chargers are hard against the run. Number 13 plays linebacker as well. Slant pattern, and look what happens there.
House call. Hey,
No
6-piece, no fries. You know what it is.
100%. 100%. So I think the audience seen enough. That's 11U action right there. So let's go ahead and start breaking them now. Do I got the 11U or you got the 11U, Clay?
You got 11U. I got 12 and 14. Okay. You got 11
all right,
and 13.
All right. I'm going to rock with it now. No problem. Out of Texas, Pearland Hurricanes already locked and loaded for the national championship. Love to see Texas come down to Florida. Come get that rock in. Now, listen, this is a team that's on the bubble. We're not sure if they still in. The Vegas Strong, they took a big L. Now, we're going to talk about that, Clay. We have teams that come down here. We knew they were on the bubble. They wanted to beat they wanted to beat a lot of Hill Lions team. A lot of Hill Lions team really dismantled the Vegas Strong. It's no other way. It's football. In your opinion, what do you do? How do you bounce back from a loss like that where a lot of Hill Lions, the number 2 ranked team in the nation, beat you almost 40-6?
You know, man, number one, you got to – my hat's off to Vegas Strong because to go across the country and try to play Lauderhill Lions, who a lot of people forget 2 years ago were the YNC national champions, and honestly could have been a couple plays away from playing in the national championship last year had the ball bounced a little bit different direction. That is not a bad team. You're basically playing a national runner-up B, meaning that Falcons United would have been national runner-up A, and Lauderhill Lions would be national runner-up B. It was just that close. So, again, Lauderhill is a team that if they playing, you need to recognize them. And Vegas Strong, they travel across the country, man. They played Lauderhill, like you said, they got dismantled. But I think as a coach, man, what you got to do is number one, you got to make sure your parents are all on board. Once your parents are all on board, you don't have to worry about the whispers and the bad mouth talking at home. Get your players locked back in. From my understanding, Vegas Strong had not faced anyone like that all year. So now you know what you're looking for. And I had this exact same conversation with a couple coaches earlier this year who had played the Chargers and had, been beaten pretty bad. Now you know what you're looking for. So you've got all season to prepare for what the Chargers bring. So now with Vegas Strong, you know what Lauderhill brings. You know what good looks like. You've got what, 2 more weeks now, a week and a half. Prepare your kids. Get ready for the big event.
Well, same thing. You talk about Lauderhill Lions. Lauderhill Lions locked in again, and they're gelling at the right time of the season. Lauderhill Lions took a loss to the Louisville Chargers earlier that year in Atlanta. They came up to Atlanta. Louisville Chargers came down to Atlanta. It was like a score 28-6 or something close to that, 24-6. How do they bounce back from that? Do they come back in and they say, are they still fearful of those same plays, or do they shore up those things that they broke the film down? You know what I'm saying? So does the game get closer? Well, we'll see. That's going to be a part of it. But right now, the favorite for the 11U, of course, the Louisville Chargers and the Falcons United, the team that knocked off Lauderhill Lions last year in the semifinals right before the championship. Lauderhill Lions wants to see Falcons United again. Now, why do you say, hey, Jonah, you guys talk about some teams that beat each other? Well, this is how close and competitive it is. It's only one undefeated team in 11U right now, and that's the Louisville Chargers. Everybody else has been taking losses. You understand? Carolina Hurricanes, are they undefeated over there in Texas, Clay?
They undefeated, man. They got a young man by the name of Landon Callis, and if you don't know who he is after YNC weekend, you would definitely know who he is. And here's the only comparison I can give you, man. He's the closest thing to Mizell Miller that we've seen in Texas since Mizell Miller. I mean, the kid is just that good. They call him Black Jesus and Cleats, man, and the kid put on the show. I want to say in his conference championship, he was accountable for 5 touchdowns offensively and defensively. And in the state championship, man, he just put on a show in Cowboy Stadium that was just second to none. So me as a fan, I'm hoping somewhere down the line, the Pearland Hurricanes and the Louisville Chargers have to cross at the YNC or even Lauderhill, because I want to see how Callis plays against those big names for Louisville Chargers and number 1 for the Lauderhill Lions. I mean, you got stud on stud. Iron sharpens iron, and this should be a great show for all of them.
So let me put Mr. Clayton Guillory on the line right now. If you had to make a prediction of what 2 teams you would see in the 11U championship and YNC on that Saturday, and you just was going out on a limb, what 2 teams would you think would be playing for? And no discount to any other team that's in the 11U bracket, which is basically full. Which 2 teams you think make it to the national championship?
I can tell you like this, and this is no discount to anybody in the 11U bracket. Until somebody beats my national champion and my national runner-up, I still got to go with the Louisville Chargers and Falcons United. Somebody has to dethrone those 2 before I can change my mind.
Now, the rap is, and this rankings uncut, and we listen to all the things on the street. The rap is that Falcons United is not that team that they were last year. They were saying there was grumbles that they didn't want to play the top teams in the nation. They say Louisville, that the Lauderhill Lions had to come up to Atlanta to play Louisville because no team in Atlanta, including Tucker Lions, FU, wanted to actually play the Chargers in their hometown. So rankings uncut, we're just keeping it 100% with you. But listen, one thing about at IMG, it's like a steel cage match, Clay. Once you get there,
you can't run. You can't run, Hoss. Hey, I ain't running because I ain't no motherfucking track star.
So, we get everything, all the reports back and forth. So we'll zone all that out because we're not worried about it. We know when all that gets in one area, man, and we close that gate and we chain and we put that pad on it and ring that bell, ching, it's going to be like Ric Flair. Straight, woo, action. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, man, I'm going to let you get to the 12U. I know that's why you wanted this. You wanted this one here.
Hey, man, this 12U, in my opinion, and I know everybody's talking about that 9U bracket, and no disrespect to any of the 9Us, but in my eyes, this 12U is the premier bracket. And that's hard to say, especially when we start talking about some of the heavyweights that's in the 14U bracket as well, too. But,
Yeah.
man, we've been giving y'all 5 teams. I'm going to give you 6. I'm going to give you 6 in this bracket. 6 teams that you're going to see there. You're going to see the number 1 team in the country, LA Rampage from the West Coast. You're going to see undefeated number 2 team in the country, City Life Raptors out of the DMV.
Blue Magic.
You're going to see, you're going to see what they call them, the next coming to Drew Brees.
Peyton Manning
Kane
on
Austin, the
wheels.
KC Outlaws. You're going to see Grant Pacers from the West Coast. You're going to see Camo Swarm from Atlanta, who dethroned the great Sean Moffitt. And, of course, you're going to see the 3-time defending. Four-time defending youth national champion. Welcome all Panthers, also known as the Dream Team, man. You can't get no better than this. You can't get, and I'm going to tell you like this, man, and I done said it before, and I'm going to say it again. If you are a top 10 team and you are not in this 12U bracket, man, play down to 11U. That's what you need to do. Play down to 11U. Because this is where it's at, baby. This is where it's at.
Yeah, I could take those top 6 and they'll go win any national championship anywhere. Take any of those 6. Any of those 6 and they're going to win a national championship anywhere. But the Sparks will be flying with them helmets flashing and Bradenton and IMG between that 12 and under, man. That's one where I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on as well. Listen, 13 and under. Listen, I don't know if we can get super excited about it because Mark kind of took some of the fun out of this, man. And I say it to say this. I mean, Rare Breeds have played Winston-Salem. They've played Maryland Seahawks. They've played, I don't think they've played Cypress United yet. And they haven't played Vegas Strong
Cypress
yet.
United, and they haven't played Vegas Strong yet. So your 1, 2, and 3 team in the country haven't played each other.
Yeah. So that's the only pleasant thing about it. But, man, Red Breeds have went and played about 7 ranked teams and beat them all. So they've been dominant. So I think the 13U is going to be more or less who can beat the Rare Breeds. You know, that's what the people are going to be expecting. They're going to want to see the Rare Breeds lose. And the Rare Breeds really don't care. They like being the villains. They like coming out there, you know, with ape shit on their jerseys so they're not really bad at it, man.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that I had a phone call when that ape shit hit the plant. It was like, oh boy, who approved this? They tried to blame me. I said I had nothing to do with that.
So y'all will get to see those uniforms we talking about at the YNC. He's going to reveal them. He's going to reveal them over there, at IMG. But, man, listen, those are the teams. Winston-Salem Elite Indians played Rare Breeds very, good, lost at a big margin, but played a very physical game. But they say they've learned a lot over that game, so expect for them to come back and play some good football. Maryland Seahawks, of course, that's been a rival between these two teams for the last 3 or 4 years. We know Jarvis can beat anybody on a given day. Of course, he runs his unorthodox offense. It works for him. Have the Rare Breeds figured it out? I think they have. So he may need to go there and readjust his identity to getting on the same level as the Rare Breed. Cypress United, man, you see him up close in Texas. It's a team that can go out there and play anybody. And then Vegas Strong, same thing. Vegas Strong, tough team. They haven't played these teams before, so now it's going to come to who is going to be more familiar with the unknowns. And, of course, what can we say about the number 1 team in the nation, the Rare Breeds? You've seen them on every YouTube channel. You've seen them on Under the Radar. You've seen them here on Generation X live streams. Hey, they're going to bring their A game. And listen, he started the rumor that he's playing 14U that weekend too, Clay.
Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. One thing, if y'all know about Coach Mark, he like to say shit to get y'all going. And the fact that y'all react to the shit means that his execution is flawless. Quit listening to that bullshit. Rare Breed is playing 13U. As good and as talented as Rare Breed is, I would not approve putting them in the 14U bracket. I would not. So, man, quit buying into that. Again.
Oh, you didn't kill that
like
man.
My post said. Look, like my post said, Everybody crying like bitches about what other people doing. Focus on your shit. Focus
Right,
on your
right, right,
shit.
right. Talk to me about 14U, Clay.
Now, 14U. And I will tell you this, man, this bracket is going to be so unpredictable. And the reason it's so unpredictable is because everybody in that top 8 has played each other and beat each other. You've
That's
got
great.
number 1 team in the country, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, locked in. You've
Yeah,
got two-time defending national champion OG Ducks locked in. You've got Vegas Strong on the 14U locked in. You've got the Beast from the East, Maryland Heat, locked in. You've got the OC Buckeyes who are making their first appearance. Their
yeah.
first appearance in the YNC at 14U locked in. And that's just 5, guys. If I went through the
Shout out to
rest
my
of the list with you, I mean, you just talking about tick for tack, man. This 14U was going to be insane. And everybody's been hitting me up and they've been saying, hey, Clayton, what are the other teams in there? Or, who do I need to scout? Who may I be playing? Let me explain the process to you guys. You want to know where you fall in the bracket? You want to know who you play? You don't want to know your game time. You want to know what field you on. You want to start prepping for the teams that's on your side of the bracket? I'm going to give you a hint. Make sure your coaches are at the mandatory coaches meeting, 8:30 p.m., Monday, December 7th, in the Legacy Ballroom, and all that would be revealed. You want to know the bracket? You want to know who you're playing, field and game time? Have your ass at the mandatory coaches meeting, because ain't nothing coming out before then, baby. It's on my computer and my computer only. Don't call the executives at Battle. Don't MG, because they don't know shit. It's on my computer.
Ah! Oh, I can't wait to see this corporate letter in the morning. They don't know shit. Hey, John, about you guys' show Uncut. About that. Hey, man, just got to keep it authentic, keep it real, my man. That's what it is. So, listen, man, well, those are the teasers there. Of course, next week we reveal all the brackets. Everybody is buzzing online. Of course, listen, we pride ourselves in having the best competition. But listen, most importantly, let's clear this up, Clay, because I see this online too. Well, how could they be in this, Clay, and they didn't win a Super Bowl in their own league? How could this team be in there, man? Y'all only supposed to take Super Bowl champions, yada, 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 right? So listen, let's go into 8U as a matter of fact. ABA played Lambeau. The only team that holds Lambeau to 1 touchdown the entire year is ABA. Outside of Lambeau, do we think ABA can beat anybody in the country? Absolutely. So they didn't win their Super Bowl. But this is not, I think we got to clear this up, because somewhere along the line, they're feeling the qualification is the Super Bowl championship.
And that's not it, John. The qualification is the top teams in the country. On 8U as well. The Crew just won a 1-point overtime state championship game against the DFW Dog Elite. I was ready to give DFW Dog Elite a invite if the head coach didn't tell me they had already decided they were going to go to the UYFL. They're not the state champion. They're the state runner-up. But I can tell you this, they are a top 6 or 7 team in the country. They deserve an invite to the YNC. And they in the exact same league, in the exact same state at the Crew. So again, guys, quit worrying about who's the Super Bowl champion. Quit worrying about who won this and who won that. It's for the top teams, period.
Yeah.
If the top 8 teams in the country are all from the same city, then fuck it. They all coming from the same city.
Yeah. And just know we're not about to put any ducks. So kill that comment. Oh, they're just putting somebody in the bracket to fill the bracket. Were you crazy? There's no ducks in any from top to bottom 6 to 14. That's the wrong tournament, bro. Wrong national championship. You're not gonna find a filler in here. You're gonna feel if they're in there, it's because we feel they can compete for a national championship. Period. If we feel they can compete for a national championship, let them babies have an opportunity. Let them kids have an opportunity. It's always the grown people that's like, oh, man, these 32 kids shouldn't get an opportunity. Man, you not playing football. Those 32 kids are. Get out the way, man. Sit down. Your days are over with. We feel those 32 kids got, or 25 kids got an opportunity. Stop getting online, texting and tagging me and Clay. Oh, well, we don't feel they did because they ain't win their Super Bowl. Well, you play them. You play them. Because it's the reason they're there. You know what I'm saying? Look, if I would have told you before the season, Progress Village Panthers would beat the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, number 1 ranked Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, y'all would have said we was crazy. Why y'all having a clue? Don't give them kids no opportunity. Them people earned it on the football field. Nothing was given to them. They took it. Same thing at 9U. Y'all would have told me, oh, it should be FU. Look at 9U, Northside Penn. Y'all never heard of this team. What? They came out there and they earned it. You understand what I'm saying? So football is a sport of opportunity that should be given on the football field, not on the keyboard, not on this about who should win this championship, because I can tell you this. In college football, in the SEC championship, there was Alabama, and there was Alabama and there was Auburn. There was Alabama and Georgia. Then people both played for a national championship. One won the SEC champion, one didn't. And that's how they play. So there's no difference here, man. Just look at it as the college playoffs. We don't care about the SEC championship. Yes, winning your Super Bowl has a lot to do with it. Being the best in your area has a lot to do with it. But ultimately, it's going to come down to being the best in your age group. And if you should be the top 8 or 10 teams in that age division, you'll get an opportunity to play football for a national championship.
And here's the thing, guys. And I first off, coaches, if you're going to the YNC, check your email. I sent you a very important email today. All right. Everybody got it, so don't let me hear, oh, I didn't get it. And if you don't see it in your email, you need to check your spam folder, your junk folder, whatnot, critical information. There are steps to being in the YNC, guys, and you need to make sure that all of this stuff is taken care of. Number 1, you need to make sure that you are registered and fees are paid on the Zord system. Number 2, you need to make sure every kid on your roster is uploaded in the Zord system for online certification. That every kid has to have a gold or silver player card unless they are in a state that by law would not allow minors to get IDs. So, for example, kids that live in D.C., by law, they can't get IDs. So we've got alternate documentation for them. All right. In addition to that, you need to make sure your player verification form is completely filled out for your team and mailed in to invite@youthnationalchampionship.com. And when you get to certification on Monday, December 7th, all of your hard copy IDs must be present. There's a three-level certification process we go through. You go through the online certification process with Zords. When you show up at team registration, you go through a manual certification with a YNC official. And then before every game, there's a face recognition certification using the online system at Zords. So, not saying the system's perfect, but it's pretty damn hard to get past 3 of them. One thing.
Homeboy, you ain't jumping on nobody's football field.
And look, and I'm telling you this, guys, get your paperwork in line. For the past 2 years, I've had to remove teams from the YNC, from the national championship game. Not because the teams cheated, but because they did not have their paperwork in line. Paperwork is key. Paper rules the nation. So guys, if you're not doing it, get with your team mom. Make sure she's got everything in line. Because if it's not in line, the kids won't play. Don't come talk to me about how much money y'all done spend on flights, about parents booking hotels and Airbnbs. It's not my problem. All that information's been out there. You want the kids to be successful on the field, handle your business.
Hey, big issue here before we let everybody get out of here. And this is a touchy situation. I hear it. I get a lot of phone calls, and it goes back to you saying worried about your team. I understand this is a COVID year, and kids have been moving around. They've been shuffling. I get it. Rosters were due September 30th. So what happens now that a team shows up, let's say they have 25 kids. They show up to the national championship with 27 kids. You try to say, well, Clay, I got ID. I got the birth certificate. I just need to add these 2 kids to the team now. Tell what happened so we can just get this out in the air.
Unfortunately, those 2 kids will not be able to participate in the youth national championship. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing to me is going to be the integrity of the event. And I get it. Oh, Clay, I've got my signed certified roster from my league official, and I've got 80,000 YouTube videos of this kid playing every single game and this and that. You didn't handle your paperwork. And at the end of the day, rules are rules. Rules are rules. And I get it. People talk about, oh, well, with the COVID this and with the COVID that. Let me explain something to everybody about COVID. All right? Everybody knew they wanted to try to get to a national championship back in June or July. Everybody knew it. So if you knew that you was trying to get to the YNC, you should have known what the identification process was. Too many of y'all, and I'm saying y'all because I'm talking to all youth coaches, too many of y'all have been caught this year fudging birth certificates and using COVID as your excuse. That's not going to happen at the YNC. Sorry, it's not. I get it. It's COVID. It's a pandemic. It takes forever to get back. Hey, you better go to the DMV and give somebody some cash money, see if they can give you a hard copy back. Because if you don't have it, hard copy state ID, hard copy passport, hard copy passport card. Hey, hard copy military ID. Hey, if you're Native American, I'll even take your hard copy tribal Native American ID. But it has to be a government issued picture hard copy ID. That means it had to come from the United States government. Anything outside of that, I'm not looking at it.
Simple enough, man. Well, listen, I hope this has been more informative. Besides entertaining, listen, those are the top 5 teams that we talking about are locking in. Man, super excited, Clay. I can't tell you enough. Some things that are going to be outside. There are going to be some surprises at YNC. Some things that how the fields are going to be set up. I know you're not going to release that as of yet. But
the kids gonna love it, Jonah. The kids gonna love it. I tell you this, it's gonna be an opportunity for the kids. It's gonna be an opportunity for the kids to really have fun. It's gonna be an opportunity for the kids to celebrate on a level they've never celebrated before. Because man, we want to create an environment where the kids don't have to worry about people cheating. We want to create an environment where the kids can be safe, they can have a great time, and that's what we're going to create. And I'm watching some of the comments. And for those of you that was at Nationals last year, yes, I keep an ID scanner on my phone. I will scan a kid's ID in a minute to see if it's real or fake. And I did it 3 or 4 times last year with both coaches present. But man, it's going to be a great event, a great event.
Yeah, man. And championship, of course, going to be on the Jumbotron, instant replays. Coaches, don't abuse the red flag challenge. But yes, championship games will have the red flag challenge. So if you feel a play is not justifully called, make sure you start studying which ones are challengeable, which ones aren't. But you will have red flag, and then we'll have multiple cameras that'll take those angles, replay it, and we'll challenge it right there. And we just listen. We want the game to just be as for something that important. You spending money to come down there. It's just not about money for admission. But you guys are paying for Airbnbs, you're paying for hotels. It's an investment, the travel. So we feel if you're making that type of investment, we should provide the best experience possible. And that's why our hunt was on to kind of change our venue. And we just really feel this venue kind of matches our vision. IMG has just been more than a great partner. There's suites up there. Anybody who's been to IMGs, there's an on-campus thing. Of course, coaches will be there looking at some of the top players. But most importantly, it's a venue where these kids can feel like they're champions. And so that's most important. We didn't just want to hold it out in the field with a whole bunch of different fields. We wanted to have a championship stadium feel, and we really feel we achieved this year. So we'll keep striving to get it better and better each year. Coaches will have a nice mixer. Of course, Legends Hotel has a nice bar in it. Coaches, y'all more than free as y'all coming in for these signing in on Monday to have a nice mixer. Go ahead and get me. Because listen, there's going to be so many brilliant minds. We got teams coming from New York, from California, Arizona, Louisiana, Georgia, DMV area, Ohio. Man, listen, I know we didn't mention 1 to 11 because we only took the top 5U, but let me give a shout out to those boys that's locked and loaded. Cincinnati Bearcats at 11U have one of the most talented backfields at 11 under. They're locked in. We'll talk about more of those brackets, but I'll be remiss in not mentioning those guys. And shout out once again, for people who went against the grain, Bowie Broncos. Listen, we know you've been locked in certain leagues and been locked in certain championships. You went against the grain to take a chance with us, man. We appreciate y'all. We give y'all a shout out. We want to show y'all love, man, just to come out there and compete. Shout out to the City Raptors. We know y'all, with a different league and different championship. Y'all went against the grain as well. Shout out to LA Rampage, been in Snoop League, going against the grain, coming out there. So, man, we recognize it. Those Grant Pacers, man, same thing. Just people who willing to say, we willing to make change and trust y'all with our kids, trust you with our teams, trust you with our rankings. We don't take any of that for granted, man. So, special shout out to all those teams. Louisville Chargers, same thing. Louisville Chargers last year took a chance with us. They played in different leagues, and they said, you know what, let's try YNC. So, man, just again, salute to all those coaches and all those organizations who trust us and with your teams and really to handle everything right. And most importantly, Clay, tell everybody what they'll win. Not just coming out with a trophy or a ring, but just kind of remind them of what these national championships are going to walk away with.
So, what you're going to walk away with? National champion trophy, by far the dopest national championship trophy in the country right now. You're going to get the kids. You're going to get iced out championship necklaces for the kids. The kids are going to get custom youth national championship t-shirts. Kids are going to get custom battle alpha uniforms. The coaches are going to get custom coaching gear. The kids are going to get draped out in all the battle accessories they can dream of: mouthpieces, gloves, sleeves, back plates. You name it, Battle's going to get it for the kids. Runner-up. It's a dope trophy for you. Our runner-up trophy is better than everybody else's national championship trophy, and that's real. Let's say you have a bad first day. You lose day one, but you continue to go undefeated after that. My consolation trophy is doper than everybody else's national championship trophy. It's just facts. I'm not lying to you. It's facts. See it with your own eyes. So, man, shout out to all the parents who have invested this time, have invested this money, invested just the patience throughout this entire process. We're going to make sure that you guys have a great experience. We're going to make sure that the kids have a great experience. It's a 2-game guarantee event. And I challenge you. Now, don't talk to me about referees, because I'm not going to take control of the game out of any ref's hands. That's just part of the process. And let's be real. 90% of y'all going to always argue with the referees. 90% of you parents, when you lose, it's the referee's fault. It's never your kid's fault. So don't talk to me about referees. But if there is a part of the YNC that you are dissatisfied with, if it's not the dopest national championship experience you've been a part of, if your kids are not having a great time, man, come up to me at the YNC and talk to me. Tell me where we can get better. Tell me where our shortcomings are, because at the end of the day, man, the vision for this, the vision Jonah and I have, the vision we put together when we teamed up with Battle is to create an experience for these kids that's second to none. And that's what it's all about, the experience for these kids. So if there's anything that you can tell me while you're there that I can do to make the experience better for those kids, hey, I got an open ear for it. Just talk to me.
Hey, and to piggyback on what Clay said, man, shout out to Battle, man. Listen, really coming on the youth football scene, just believing the vision and coming and creating something like this. Now, all respect to people who've been doing this national championship things for years, but it's just a blessing to even been mentioned with those things in the last 3 years. This is the new movement, the new takeover. It's only going to get bigger and better. Wait till you see what Clay and I have for you guys for preseason. A rankings royale, man. Wait till y'all see what that's gonna look like. But right now, it's all about national champions. And I'm reading some of these comments, Clay. They're saying a lot of people don't want to show up to YNC because they know y'all gonna check their paperwork. So
Facts.
They chose to go another route because y'all gonna check their paperwork. Well, yeah, absolutely, man. Because
you know what, Jonah, and yeah, there's some truth to that. I know specifically a team that will remain nameless because I'll never burn anybody. But I know for a fact they've decided to go a different route because, number one, I know who their real roster is. And number two, I know that some of the paperwork ain't all the way in line. 100%. They know it. They know they can't put it past me. So they just choose to go somewhere else and use every excuse in the book. And I'm not saying where that other else is, because there's several different other national championships, and I'm not trying to say anybody is this or that. But what I'm saying is that there are checks and balances in the YNC for a reason. Now, again, I'm not saying our system can't be beat, because nothing is unbeatable, but it's pretty damn hard to fucking beat it.
Absolutely, man. 100%. Why can't y'all let us know how many teams will be in each and age group? Well, listen, Darnell, I'll tell you right now, they average around 10 teams per, but it took some more. There's certain age group we had to do more just because of we really thought it was that many teams that can compete for a national championship. We didn't want to rob anybody of opportunity. But that's going to be the average number. 8, 10 to 12 is going to be our average number. We're not trying to do 16 teams, not interested. We don't want to. That is not the description of the YNC. And now, if it was 16 damn good teams, yeah, we might do it. But we haven't run across that scenario where we felt in that age group 16 teams were that dominant to win for a national championship. So no, and rankings are not over with, Kerry. So basically, this week we want to make sure you guys can focus who's coming in. There'll be some important turkey bowls and things of that nature. Now, I know you guys always want to pay attention to the rankings per seedings. Here's how seedings, and Clay's going to really kind of take over this. It's not really my field. But not only is the rankings going to dictate it, but also there's some teams in state. We don't want them playing each other when they're coming out of rip. You don't want, Georgia versus Georgia, Florida versus Florida. So it will be manipulated in a way where it's going to be competitive, pay attention to the rankings, but also making sure logistically, and you go ahead, Clay, and kind of touch on this of how you've been able to navigate through the seedings for the last couple of years.
So when I go through this process, guys, of course, the final national rankings play a factor into it. I also take into a factor of who has played who throughout the regular season. Not the preseason, but the regular season. So I never want to put two teams against each other in the first round that have played each other during the regular season. And then, again, just like Jonah said, I try to stay away from putting two teams who are from the same state or same city against each other in the first round. It defeats the purpose to have these parents and these teams put in the time and money to come all the way to Florida to play somebody that they could have played at home. Now, with that being said, after the first round, it just is what it is because I can't control who wins. I can't control who loses. The one thing I'm not going to do, guys, I'm not going to listen to your conspiracy theories about why one side of the bracket is harder than the other. I'm not going to listen to why this person gets to play at 8 in the morning and I got to play at 3 in the afternoon. I mean, I'm just not going to listen to it. And I get it. Oh, we're defending national champion. Your time slot is your time slot. It don't matter. There's not going to be any favoritism for our national champions, just like there's not going to be any favoritism for a new team coming over and this is their very first time. All right? If your team is the best team, they're going to win because they're the best team. Plain and simple. Don't matter what excuse you put up with. Look, if I got the best team, my team can go outside at 1 o'clock in the morning in draws and flip-flops and beat the shit out of you. I mean, it just is what it is.
Hey, Coach, they say now Sean George said they got to hack your computer so they can get the brackets.
Tell them good luck.
And you got a question.
Hey, like I say, hey, Jonah, it's in the cloud.
Oh, Lord. But listen, they had some people reveal naked pictures in the cloud, man. I don't want that bracket to be out by next week. Oh, Lord. Man. Boy. They want to know, hey, Howard and Trey, are y'all willing to play an exhibition game this coming week? That's the Lambeau and Trey. Y'all willing to go ahead and do an exhibition game, get it out the way, man?
Hey, Jonah, here's something I want to touch on, though. I've had a lot of teams reach out to me and request specific teams first round.
I see that out the gate.
Now, let me ask you this, man. And I'd like to hear everybody's opinion. Is that something we should consider, or should we still set it up to where eventually the best two teams should meet in the national championship?
Well,
what you think?
You want to call out first thing? I could tell you, like on the 8, the on-goal boys said they want Lambeau out the gate. They don't even want to play with it. How you feel about that? How you feel about that, Howard? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and Rampage said he wants Sean out the gate. He don't want nobody else to get him. Rampage said he want Sean Moffitt out the gate.
Yeah, I mean it's actually pretty entertaining. But I tell you what, man, the best part about these brackets, and Jonah touched on it earlier, you're gonna have some brackets with 8 teams. You're gonna have some brackets with 10 teams, and I'm gonna throw this out there: you might have a bracket with 12 teams.
Yes, sir.
Because the competition is just that stiff. So you see a wild card thrown in there. Where did this team come from? Just know Jonah and Clayton been doing their homework. Just because you don't know about the team, don't mean they don't deserve to be there fighting for a national championship.
Right. Listen, everybody wants Bowie. They want Bowie Broncos. RDU say they want Bowie Broncos all out the gate. So RDU, all right, look, man, look. Don't be surprised that Clay go ahead and drop y'all that early Christmas present. Y'all be looking at the end of
Hey,
the side of the field
and for you guys that again didn't read the email that I sent earlier, everybody's got their own videographer. Everybody's got their own media guy. Okay, there are rules of engagement when dealing with the media at the Youth National Championship. Not only do I have to approve it, but Jonah, being our media partner with Generation Next, has to approve it. Anyone that has media, they need to submit a request via email to invite@youthnationalchampionship.com for a media pass. Has to have the company's name, the person of contact, their email, and phone number. If this process is not done and they are not approved by me and Jonah, I'm telling you now, they are not going to be allowed on the sidelines. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't know who he is. It's a COVID pandemic. I'm not letting anybody on the sideline around those kids that don't need to be. So if your guys can't go through the proper channels, you won't have it. And again, everybody, oh man, we go to YNC every year. They know. No, I don't know shit. I get amnesia very fast. Send me the request.
Yeah, background checks, everything of that nature. We're responsible for y'all being around these people, baby. So that's all it is, man. So let's do it all the right way, man. Have a great national championship. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of brilliant youth football minds all in one spot. Some of the top athletes that we'll be seeing in Division I schools, they all going to come rooted from this thing, man. So we happy to have y'all in from Florida, from all around the country. Any questions, like you said, you guys hit info at youthnationalchampionship.com. Invite is another thing. Clay will give you all the rest of the email addresses. But, we're getting ready to rock and roll, man. December 7th through the 12th is going down. Again, recapping on what Clay said, coaches, don't try to fly in on the 8th. Coaches, do not try to come in today. Don't try to say, I'm just going to show up for game day. If you're not there December 7th, it's pressure. Coaches, you got to be in without checking your kid. We're not doing no check-ins on the field. This is not mom and pop where we like, oh, no, we didn't get – listen, you got to get certified, checked in on December 7th. The time releases have already been released for each age group of when you're checking in. So make sure your travel accommodates your age group so you can make sure you get certified properly.
Now, the only thing I will do is that one of the great things of my team working for me is that they have to stay with me while we're in this process. So if your flights come in late and you can show me flight confirmation that they've come in late, my guys may stay up at night and certify your team at night. But I can tell you this, like Jonah just said, once games start, we're not certifying nobody. Those days are over with. So little Timmy that's flying in late, Clayton, we need to get him certified. You can certify. I might be able to certify him when I take my lunch break, man. We have an event with over 80 teams from around the country going on the most competitive youth football platform in the country. Fans, mamas, coaches, everybody screaming. Everybody think their kids should be winning. Look, man, I don't have time to go deal with that. You guys were giving that time frame. It's like paperwork. Be in the right spot at the right time.
All right. Well, listen, man, that wraps it up for this week. Thanks again for joining us. Next time we come back, rankings are back on and popping. Who's the top teams in the country, 1 through 10? And, of course, the teams on the rise. You'll see it all here next week on Rankings Uncut. I'm Jonah Woolard, Clayton Guillory. Hey, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks, man, at the Youth National Championships presented by Battle Youth Sports.